Okay, so by now you guys probably have heard about Patrick Mahomes having his first baby with his longtime girlfriend or fiance, Brittany Matthews. She was born yesterday, February 20th, and her name is Sterling Skye Mahomes. So, interesting name, but just to get started here, his birthday is September 17th, and from his previous birthday to her birth yesterday was 22 weeks and 2 days, a lot like 222, a popular number we've seen with the Chiefs in last year's Super Bowl because of Andy Reid getting his 222nd all-time win on 222, basically the date of the Super Bowl. And I don't know, it's interesting too because this previous Super Bowl to his upcoming birthday, talking about Patrick, was exactly 222 days. So that number is just playing out everywhere, it seems, lately. But also, it just makes you think of next year's Super Bowl, which is going to be held in 2022. Dropping the zero looks like 222. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe it's going to tie with that as well. But this 156 I'll get back to later because there's a lot dealing with that number. But anyways, talking about how they're welcoming their first baby girl. Baby girl has Gematria of 76 and 50. In the 76, thinking about Patrick Mahomes just automatically should make you think of his big contract deal he did on 7/6 this past July. And if you click on Zach's blog here, you'll see, one of the most popular numbers you see stamped all over black people is 76, because slave, Negro, Rasta, Blues all equate to 76, and it refers back to Acts 7:6 in the Bible, saying for 400 years your descendants will be strangers in a country not their own, and they'll be enslaved and mistreated. So interesting that they talk about 400 years, and they even put in the headlines that his contract was worth more than $400 million. So, I mean, that definitely goes right along with 7/6, the date that this happened, talking about Acts 7/6. I mean, so that's all you really need to see there. So, interesting that he had a baby girl, and that equals 76 and 50, because if you took the July 6th date of his contract to the birth date of his girl, it was 229 days, the 50th prime. So to go along with baby girl, I mean, that works perfect. Chiefs equals 50. And talking a little bit about Brittany Matthews, the mother of the baby, her birthday is on September 1st. And do know that they've been together, I guess, since like high school, and they both grew up and went to school in Tyler, Texas. But what was interesting about her Gematria name in Jewish, it equates to 1966, which just automatically makes me think of the first Super Bowl was coming out of the 66-67 season in the NFL, and the Packers versus the Chiefs, and they're currently engaged. So her name is going to be Brittany Mahomes, which also has that 66 in it, but also the 222 definitely stands out. But in another, I guess, fun fact is the first Super Bowl was held in LA, and then this coming Super Bowl in 2022 is also going to be in LA. Not the same stadium because it's redid, but still just that little, that parallelism of it all. I mean, it has to mean something too. And so, talking about September 1st being her birthday, I guess it's also the day that they got engaged this past September. And so, September 1st, her birthday or their engagement day, to the birth of their child yesterday was 172 days difference. And Kansas City Chiefs equals 172. And again, from her birthday to the day she's giving birth equals 172. So, I mean, really well fitting. And if you look at her Twitter name, her name is Brittany Lynn, which also equates to 172. The 179 stood out just because that's Patrick's birthday, 9/17. So interesting that she has that. But notice that September 1st, her birthday and their engagement day, is the day that leaves 121 days left in the year, and Chiefs equals 121. And where they're both from, Tyler, Texas, equals 121. And they just had their firstborn, 121. So just wanted to point out those few things. And if you take a look at the day that they made their announcement of being pregnant, you'll see it was September 29th, 2020. And that's definitely important because from that date that they uploaded this announcement picture to the date yesterday of their child's birth was exactly 144 days difference. And that big number we should all have ingrained in our head, Jesuit order equals 144. You know, the people who run the show. It's no secret when you know this code. And another thing about that date that they made this announcement, it had date numerology of 78 and 42. And Jesuit equals 78 and 42. And the 42 also makes me think of feminine equaling 42, even the 144, like the date difference there, and female 42, daughter 42, birth date 42, Kansas City MO 42. Although they haven't really released like where they gave birth, I'm assuming it's Kansas City, but it's still relevant because that's, you know, who he plays for. But I'm waiting to see like the hospital name or wherever it was done at, because I haven't seen anything written about that yet. But then if you notice too, during their little announcement of the birth, her full name, and they're giving that she was 6 pounds 11 ounces. The only thing I could think of that is on the flip side of that, girl equals 116, and even African American equals 116. But just taking a look at her name, Sterling, I mean, how perfect is that? Because Super Bowl and Sterling has a 3 out of the 4 cipher match, 41, 112, 49. And again, Tyler, Texas, that connects them, equals 41. 41, the 13th prime number. And talking about the Super Bowl was exactly 13 days before her birth. And KC equals 13, like NFL equals 13, mom equals 13, like how Brittany became a mother that day. I mean, it's just all really interesting. And even this little post she put up at 2:33 p.m. The day yesterday after giving birth, I guess. In 2:33, Fibonacci number is 13, but also the prime number is 51. And yesterday was the 51st day of the year, and Sterling's initials SSM equals 51. So pretty, you know, what can you say about that? And then if you wanted to look at last year's Super Bowl, from when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl to her birthday yesterday, it was exactly 55 weeks, you know, later, and we just finished up Super Bowl 55. So again, just more alignments. And yeah, I'm just pointing out that yesterday was the 51st day of the year, and we just concluded the 51st Super Bowl of the modern era. And just something I came across, it's not like a huge deal, but like again, like how we just finished Super Bowl 55, and you can write out in word form February 20th. Her birth date is a 2 out of the 4 cipher match. And I wanted to look at Tom Brady just because obviously he won the Super Bowl, and I wanted to see, you know, from his birthday to her birthday yesterday, it was 201 days later. And again, that number that we should be familiar with, but also want to remind that Tom Brady threw for 201 yards in the Super Bowl. So perfect for it to have been 201 days after his birthday. And then talking about this is something that's definitely making me think. I'm glad I kind of went a little further and looked at this, because from Sterling's birthday yesterday to next year's Super Bowl on February 6, 2022, it is exactly 351 days away. And her name in the Jewish cipher equals 351. So, I mean, there's got to be some reason that has an alignment. And 351 is the 26 triangular number. I don't think I put that on here as a screenshot, but it is. You can check it. And so seeing that it's the 26 triangular number, and the Super Bowl is going to be held on the 2/6, that 26. It's interesting because not only is that her birthday alignment, but she's also, her zodiac sign would be Pisces, and Pisces equals 26 to go along with that date. And I'm going to get more into that in a moment, but yeah, I'm just showing you the date of the Super Bowl next year. And also Patrick Mahomes is going to be 26 years old at that time, and Pisces also has that 37, like how the Super Bowl is going to be held on the 37th day of the year next year, and it's going to be Super Bowl 56, and her first and middle name, Sterling Skye, equals 56. So, I mean, there's definitely got to be some kind of relation, like, about her birth, you know, because it's a big deal, major NFL quarterback star, if you will, you know. I mean, it's his first kid, so it has to be something there. But, okay, so talking about Pisces and fish and everything, right? So the shape, the shape of a football is called the Vesica Piscis, or some people say Vesica Pisces or Vesica Piscis. Like, I've heard it different ways, but so that's the, you know, the shape of the football. And what it means, it literally means bladder of a fish. And again, she's a Pisces, which is a fish. And this sounds funny, but Vesica Piscis equates to 53, like a womb, like how she was just given birth to. And even her mother's name, Brittany, equals 53. And 53, you know, talking about births and all that, I just threw in Mother Mary because her name equals 53. Given life equals 53. And like in relation to football, you know, it makes sense because there's a 53-man roster in the NFL, and the dimensions of the football field, it's 53 yards wide. So, I mean, it's no coincidence that 53 plays into football, the shape of the football. And, you know, you can even get into the religion part of it. Religion equals 53. Religion also equals 220, like her birth date yesterday. And so you think about the, you know, like the Jesus fish symbol, and which, you know, will lead you, and Zach has a really great blog on this on his old Free to Find Truth site, if you can still find it. I have a link to it, maybe I'll share it below, but I mean, that's kind of where I gathered most of it. He talked about it quite a bit from, you know, and he still does. But anyways, so in the mathematical, I guess, terms of Vesica Piscis, the ratio of, I guess, the size of it, or I guess whatever, they talk about the numbers 265 and 153. And 153, you know, even just relating that with the Vesica Piscis is mind-blowing, because the 153 really stands out with fish and everything, just because, talking biblically, you know, the miraculous catch of 153 fish in John 21:11, which is stated here that Simon Peter climbed back into the boat and dragged the net ashore. It was full of 153 large fish, and, you know, the net wasn't torn. So it just became known as the miraculous catch of 153 fish, or just different words. But even when you just take that, like, catch of fish equals 53, even the guy's name, Simon Peter, equals 53. And so, you know, like, it just basically tells you that's where they got that number, like why they wrote that number in the scriptures, right? Because it's all dealing with mathematics, and that's the ratio of Vesica Pisces. So, I mean, I don't know who wouldn't think that after seeing all this, right? Like, that just makes too much sense. But anyways, the miraculous catch equals 911 in the Jewish cipher, and 911, the prime number is 156. And this is what I was talking about. Like, I would get back to, Patrick Mahomes' birthday to the birth of his daughter yesterday was exactly 156 days before. And so this 156 is definitely something with Patrick Mahomes, and talking about the birth of his daughter, and talking about fish, because again, she's a Pisces. And whenever you write out 153, it equals 156, and birth date equals 156, birth into life equals 156. ESPN put out, like a thing for Patrick Mahomes saying he's now a father of a baby girl. Father of a baby girl equals 156. First daughter equals 156. I mean, how is that even possible? I mean, there has to be something. I mean, there it is. I mean, how perfect is that, right? And then talking about 153 fish, again, it all goes back to the Jesuit order. Jesuit order equals 153. So that was pretty much where I wanted to conclude it. This is just some random fact I came across talking about the number 42, because again, like how I was pointing out all the 42s up here earlier, like from when they announced that they were pregnant on September 29th, date numerology of 42, and all these that equal 42, daughter and birth date. Fish also equals 42, again, like how she's a Pisces. And then I just found on BibleStudy.org just a little fact that the phrase little children appears in the Old Testament 42 times. And so I was like, all right, let's see what little children looks like compared to Sterling Mahomes. And it's a 3 out of the 4 cipher match. So, I mean, is that a coincidence? No idea, but I mean, I don't know. It's just pretty wild. Anyways, and then to leave it here, I'm sure there's going to be probably a lot more news about her tomorrow, because tomorrow's the 53rd day of the year, and it's also going to be on 2/22, February 22nd. So sorry this is too long, or I hope you guys kind of understood the gist of it, but I'll leave it there. Alright, see ya.